All right, guys, welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation. This is going to be part 2 of going to prison and what to expect. So, at this point, you are done with confined to quarters, and now you are possibly going to be on the move, depending on how many points you have. If you have 1 and 2 points, and some guys with level 3 points, you're going to be going over to a dorm living. If you have higher points, 3 and 4s, then you're going to be staying in cell living. And so you get transferred over, and now you're living in a dorm. Similar to the picture you're seeing now, it's crowded conditions. There are a lot of people, and it's not a very big space. So, where I was at in North Kern, Delano, it's upstairs, downstairs, and there are bunks upstairs and downstairs around the perimeter. And then there's picnic tables in the middle. And a lot of guys walk laps around the picnic tables because it is boring as hell. You are going to be stuck here for at least 3 months. And um, yeah, there's 2 showers, one upstairs, one downstairs, and they're 3-man showers. So uh, get used to it. You're going to be showering with other men. Now, something to keep in mind, you shower with your group faction. Like with us, like sometimes if there were Southsiders in there, we might jump in, or they might jump in with us. But other factions we did not shower with. That's a no-no. So you're going to be dealing with boredom. There's not a lot of program in reception. There's a TV up on the wall, and basically you're going to watch a lot of sports if sports is on. Uh, every day the TV belongs to a different group faction. One day it might be Paisas, one day it might be Southsiders, one day it's Woods, one day it's Blacks. That was the breakdown where I was. Now, some places there may be Northerners or Bulldogs, although I hear Bulldogs don't really program with any mainliners. Uh, Not to say that they aren't GP inmates, but I don't really know their politics, so I don't want to dig too much into that. But so you're in reception now. You're living in the dorm. If you took the route I took, you got low points, and basically what you're waiting for. Well, once again, you're going to present your paperwork. You're going to do that everywhere you go because people want to know who you are, and if your paperwork ain't right, then you're going to have something coming. That's just what it is. So you proudly present your paperwork if your crimes are considered honorable. And what I mean by honorable are like you don't like messing with kids, and you don't force yourself on women. You can kind of read between the lines on those ones. YouTube don't really like certain things being said, so I'll leave it at that. Uh, one thing that does happen a lot there is there's a lot of cleanups because people do have bad paperwork, and they'll do their best to conceal that as long as they can. They'll say they don't have their paperwork. Basically, if you arrive here and you don't have paperwork, then we're going to tell you you need to put in a request. I believe it's a 128G. It's a demand for your paperwork, basically. And like I said, that's basically the transcripts from your court case, and that's going to show what your controlling case is and everything you've ever been convicted of. If you've been to the hole, all that type of stuff, if you had a shoe term, everything will be on there. So that's what we're doing. Now we're waiting on seeing the CDC counselor, and the counselor is going to, generally what they like to do is they'll give you a couple prisons that you may be going to, like you have a choice, and then they'll send you to whichever one they want to. To be honest, they like to keep you closer to home, unless like you run into shoe terms and stuff like that. Then there's only a few places where they can send you for that. So it is what it is in that case. Um, so basically, you're waiting to transpack at this point. And if you don't get into any trouble, like I said, in usually about 3 months, maybe 4, you'll be transpacking and heading to your main line. What transpacking is basically is they pack up all your stuff and they get you ready, put you in a nice blue paper suit, and you get on the bus. Or in my case, it was a van because I wasn't going too far away. So my okay, so now like I said, you're transpacking. You're going to arrive at your mainline prison, and that's where you're going to serve out the remainder of your term. More than likely, if you don't have a whole lot of time. If you have a whole lot of time, if you got life or something like that, from what I've heard, uh, from time to time they'll shake things up. They'll flip yards. They'll send people in different directions. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you've never been and you're going, there are certain prisons that we are not allowed to program on. So you want to get with somebody that's a little more seasoned and kind of figure that out. And once you talk to your counselor, maybe talk to one of your homeboys and find out if where they're sending you is a good prison. If it is not, they have a lot of 50-50 yards and stuff. Like, they weren't as prominent back when I was doing time, but now there's a lot of SNY yards. So you want to make sure that wherever it is they're sending you is a good place to program. Now, if it isn't, when you arrive there, generally you have 72 hours to get off that yard, which basically means you are going to find somebody and you are going to get off on them. You're just going to take off and you're going to stay on them until they pepper spray you off of that individual. And then basically they'll figure out that, like, the guards know what's up. They know which yards are good and which yards aren't. So they'll basically put down that you are unable to program on that yard. You can't just walk up to a guard and say, I can't program here. That's considered like a PC move. So basically you got to get off on somebody and they'll handle the rest for you. So I hope this is helpful. If you are going to prison or you're just curious, this is basically what happens from sentencing until you arrive at your mainline prison. So if you like this sort of content, please subscribe, drop a comment, give me a like, and share this video. Now, I wanted to point out that I have categorized my videos into playlists. It's family, freedom, and fitness. So if you're looking for some fitness videos to get in better shape, you can check out my fitness videos and maybe that will help you. Now, there's some family stuff. I don't have a whole lot of that stuff because I'm kind of a private person, but there's a little bit of stuff up there on that. And there's a bunch of war stories at this point. So you can go and check those out. Now, I wanted to mention before I wrap this video up that I did a little bit more editing on the last video that was posted, the part 1 to this. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. My videos were just of me talking, but now I'm trying to add some visual cues to my videos to make it a little bit more interesting for you, the viewer. So drop a comment and let me know what you think of the new format. And don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.